You talk about Darren Flutie. It's widely perceived that Doug Flutie does not perform well under these conditions. I spoke with James Curry a short time ago, who will work the game today with David Archer and Chris Cuthbert. James says that's not true. Under these conditions, Flutie has led teams to an average point total of 33 points a game. The problem for Doug Flutie in the past has been, quite frankly, that he's not played on teams that have a defense that can play under these conditions. And remember, the Argonauts play under a dome. Speaking of the brothers Flutie, they should be a big story here this evening. And with more, here is CBC's Mark Lee.
I want to know who called whom after the division finals to wish them congratulations.
I think I called first, but he wasn't home yet. I talked to his wife, Terry.
You know, I woke up early, like at 6. I was sitting by the phone waiting for family members to call me. No one called me. It was my birthday. I was a little disappointed.
I got him later on his birthday, but I still haven't gotten him a present. That's for sure.
Darren, tell me what it was like growing up at home with Doug, the big star, big brother. I understand you got beat up quite a bit.
Yeah, that made me a little bit tougher. You know, I have another brother, Bill, and they get on their knees and try to make me run through them when I was little, carrying the football and go up and over, and I think it toughened me up a little bit.
Really? Tell me about your rookie year at Boston College. What was it like playing together for the first time?
My best memories, I didn't have too many. I wasn't that good of a football player back then. But I guess my first touchdown catch from him against Holy Cross.
And I didn't even realize it was Darren out there, and I kind of looked down the middle and went up outside, and next thing I know, it was Darren catching the ball.
That game in '94, the West Final. Can you describe, I guess, the closing seconds, Darren, for you?
I've tried to do it before. It was just one of those moments, I guess, as an athlete, I was so concentrated on what I was doing and what I had to do to help our team that I didn't notice anything else around me. I was just worried about running my routes and catching the football, and you know, as soon as I caught the winning touchdown, I was just like, we did it. Great feeling.
And as soon as the arms went up in the end zone, I couldn't see who caught the ball, but I just assumed it was Darren. And when I got out to the field, I went over to him and asked, you caught that, didn't you? He says, yeah. I called him a name, put my arm around him, gave him a hug, and headed to the locker room. Out of the 15, 16 times I played against him, that's the only one anyone remembers, and it's the only one he won.
Really?
I get a kick out of people saying how cold weather, it's going to hurt Doug, and not a cold weather guy. And I think about the games we've played against him in cold weather. Like that game, I don't know what it was, 37-36, and Doug Flutie let them down. They scored 36 points. He probably threw for almost 400 yards. And I just think he's the best big game player I know. And yet he has that tag, and that just makes me think of that game.
You were saying the other day you were amazed at Darren's performance last weekend because he never wants to go out in the cold and the snow.
He doesn't want to skate. He doesn't want to ski. He wears gloves. He wears his heavy parka, right?
Look at him.
He hates being cold, and he gets cold, and he's freezing during the games. But that ball goes near him, he catches it. And he's going to do his job and do whatever it takes. There's a mental toughness that comes into play that some people just don't have. And Darren, no matter what the conditions are, whatever the situation is, if you give him an opportunity to make the play, he's going to make the play.
I hate playing in cold weather, but what choice do you have? You know, you got whatever 36 other guys depending on you to do your job, to help them.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You play hard, and you got to win.
And so amid all the Grey Cup hype of Flutie versus Flutie, two brothers stole a quiet game of catch. Today, they play for keeps.
By the way, Mark Lee wanted me to tell you he was playing in loafers. That's why he got beat.